Okay, Phyllis, we're talking about Maryah Hope Allen, and she is what to you?
My granddaughter.
Yeah. Okay. She was 17 when she was last seen in Brazoria County, Texas, and she disappeared on April 5th, 2018. First of
Correct.
all, can you tell me what type of person she was?
Well, she was always a little angel until that guy got her hooked on whatever he got her hooked on.
Yeah. Now, yeah, and she was a very beautiful girl, and she
Yeah.
disappeared. She disappeared after she went to jail. She got in an argument with her boyfriend, and then the grandma of the boyfriend called the cops or something.
Yeah, and had them both arrested, and they let her out, but they didn't let him out. But I guess it's because he had some prior warrants or something. I'm not sure of all of his details, but I know that she called me and said she needed $800 to let him out. I don't know how much of that detail you know. And I told her I was not giving her $800, but I was coming to get her, and I'd be there because she was in Galveston and I'm in Brazoria. And I said, I will be there. She goes, well, you need to bring $800. I said, I'm not bringing that $800, and I'm not getting that guy out of jail. I am not doing it. I'm coming and getting my granddaughter, and I'm bringing her home. She goes, if you're not bringing me $800, don't even bother coming. And then that's the last I heard from her. That's the last I seen. That's the last I know. I do know that I found out later down the road that her and that guy owed $500 to a drug dealer, and the guy had the title to her car, and that the $300, I don't know what that was for, because the guy wasn't getting out of jail for 2 weeks anyway.
Yeah.
Because of whatever warrants he had. I don't know. I don't
they
know all the stories.
Do they know who the drug dealer was?
Well, obviously they don't, because they didn't ever tell me that. I know supposedly, now this is just what I was told by the detective is supposedly there was Alex, I don't know if I'm going to say his last name right, McConey, that she was in his car, but she was calling from his phone, and I don't know, her phone was obviously still at the grandmother's with her stuff in her car. And that's all I could find out about that. And then the next thing you know, we didn't hear from her anymore. You couldn't call. When you called, nobody answered the phone. It was just crazy. And then I asked the guy when he finally got out of jail for her car, her stuff, and her phone. And he goes, no. And I said, if you do not give me her car, all of her stuff, and her phone, I'm going to have you arrested in the morning for being a pedophile.
Oh, wow. So this guy wasn't even,
He was 23 and she was 16 when he got her strung out on drugs.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
But the detective has cleared him of any wrongdoing in her missing. So,
well, he has to know who did something, you know. If you know what I'm saying, like
yeah.
they should at least. I think they should at least question him as though he knows something, you know.
They have 5 times. Even had surveillance on him.
Wow.
And that's when they said that he had nothing to do with it. He said, the only wrongdoing I've ever had to do with Maryah is he said, I'm the one that introduced her to drugs.
Yeah. What kind of drugs were they doing? Heroin, fentanyl?
I don't know. Whatever they were doing, they were smoking it.
Oh,
I don't know anything about drugs.
Yeah.
I've never done them.
Yeah, I understand. So have you had any tips or anything from other people besides the tips you already told me?
The only thing I've gotten is the detective says she's probably dead.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. And I said, I'll believe that when you bring me a body.
Yeah.
Well, they've had cadavers out looking for her, and they've never found, but they've had it out in Hitchcock because I guess the detective heard that he was in Hitchcock at one time or other after the jail incident. You know, I'm not getting much information anymore.
Yeah, and
I used to get a lot of information.
They should follow up with you at least every couple of months or something, you'd think.
Well, that's what I would have thought, and I called him last month, and he goes, oh, I've been having surgery, and I'm in recuperation. Well, if you're in recuperation, that doesn't keep you from running a computer.
Yeah, yeah.
But then that's just a grandmother that's, you know.
You're in pain. You're in pain.
Yeah. And I know it's going to be 8 years the 4th.
Yeah.
Since I laid eyes on her when she walked off my porch.
Yeah. Did you raise her?
Yep.
Wow.
Her mom said, give her to her. And then, of course, when her mom wanted money or wanted to use her, she'd come back, and I didn't have any legal papers to her. So, you know, what could I do?
You did the best you could in a tough situation, you know.
I did.
But I'm going to post an article about this and get it some traction, and I'm going to call you back right after I hang up.
Okay.